Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at Minecraft Championship 25. Now, I'm aware that I missed last event and I didn't make a video on it. Honestly, I really don't have an excuse, I just really didn't want to make a video. I was being lazy and school had just started, so I really just didn't want to put in the effort. And also, shout out to that one guy on MCC Island that recognized me and asked me why I didn't make a video on MCC 24. Now, since I didn't make a video on MCC 24, I'm just going to briefly give you guys what my opinion was on the teams before the event. I thought the Red Rabbits was an okay team, the Orange Ocelots were slightly better, but nothing special. The Yellow Yaks were pretty strong, the Lime Llamas were also pretty strong, the Green Geckos were alright, the Cyan Coyotes were not going to do very well, the Aqua Axolotls also weren't going to do very well, the Blue Bats could do very well, the Purple Pandas were going to dominate, and the Pink Parrots could also do very well. So, in short, both of the teams that made Dodgebolt, I did not see making Dodgebolt. Now, let's stop talking about last event, and let's get into this event's video. Before we get into it, please just like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This really helps me and motivates me to make more videos, yada yada yada. Now, let's get into the video. Starting off, we have the Red Rabbits. Now, this team is actually really good. Sapnap is one of the best players in MCC, and Foolish is constantly showing that he can do really well in MCC if he's on the right team. Punk is really good, and Gumi is kind of the only outlier here, but I don't doubt that she can do really well if she gets enough practice. All in all, this team is really good, and I can definitely see them making Dodgebolt. Next up, we have the Orange Ocelots, and personally, I just don't think this team is going to do very well. None of them are outstandingly good, and it's going to be really hard for them to make up for Amesy. Personally, I think this team is overrated, and I really just can't see them getting as high of placements as people are putting them in. Now, I'm not denying that this team is going to be really fun to watch, but I just personally don't think they're going to win or do outstandingly well. Third, we have the Yellow Yaks. Now, this is actually a really good team. Puns and Ant are both cracked as hell, and Blushy has a lot of potential as seen in MCCR, where she got 11th place. Now, both canon events that she's played in, she got 35th and 31st, which I think, personally, she can do a lot better than that. And I think Puns and Antfrost might be the people to bring that placement out of her. And lastly, we have Shovel, who is a fairly consistent player, and I really don't think her placement is going to affect this team very much. So personally, I think this team is one of the biggest contenders for Dodgebolt this event. Fourth, we have the Lime Llamas. Now, I will admit, very often, I do tend to overrate Pete's teams. And this event, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think they're winning. Ant Venom didn't really do as well as I thought. Solidarity and Captain Sparkles are both very good, and Pete is obviously insane, but I have a feeling they're not going to be able to make up for Ant Venom. Of course, Pizza Hut is Pizza Hut, and he might find a way to come out of this on top, but this event, I really just don't see that happening. Coming in fifth, we have the Green Geckos. Of course, the CPK and JoJo duo will be cracked, and honestly, if Smallish Beans can do as well as he has in the past, they might have an actual chance. In my opinion, this actually has a chance to be Scar's first win, but everyone on this team has to excel. If anyone on this team goes below their average, I don't really think they're going to be able to do it. But if everyone can excel, they might actually be able to pull this off. Sixth, we have the Cyan Coyotes. Now, H-Bomb had a great event last event, and same with Tubbo. And in my opinion, one of the most underrated players in the event is currently Critic Zeus. If Kara can break top 30, this team has a real chance. All in all, this team is going to be really fun to watch regardless, but if H-Bomb and Tubbo can do as well as they did last event, and if Kara can break top 30, this team has a real chance. Coming in 7th, we have the Aqua Axolotls. Now, this is pretty much just the same team as last event, except we have Jack and Snifferish instead of Wilbur and Puffy, and in my opinion, these players are worse. Now, I will say that Purpled still did as good as he's ever done, even while being on this team, so I have no doubt that Purpled will do just as good as always. But even with Purpled doing that well, I still just can't see this team winning. 8th, we have the Blue Bats. Now, honestly, at this point it feels like they're just trying to nerf Illumina. I really can't see this team doing that well. Of course, anything can happen, but I personally just can't see anything happening with this team. There's really not much to say about them. Of course, they'll still be fun to watch, but I just don't think they're winning. Coming in 9th, we have the Purple Pandas. Now, honestly, I think this is probably the best team in the event. Fruit is obviously crazy, Sam has been getting better and better, and Eret is an amazing team player. Now, a lot of people think Wisp is not good at MCC. He's had a streak of bad events and just generally hasn't performed that well. But he has done really well in MCC 14. So if he does as well or even better than he did in MCC 14, this team can definitely make Dodgeball and without a doubt could win the event. Lastly, we have the Pink Parrots. Now, this team looks really good, but personally, I can't see them doing very well. We've seen this team in MCC 8 and MCC 9 when they were the Red Rabbits, except we have Grian this time instead of Tommy, and that team could barely get into the top half, so I find it hard to see them doing any better with Grian. And although the duo of Wilbur and Grian is going to be more than fun to watch again, I just can't see them getting into Dodgeball. But as much as I say that, they could completely prove me wrong in the actual event. Now, this is the part of the video where I tell you guys where the teams should place just according to their individual averages. Now, before we get into the placements, there was one new player in this event, being Velvet. So, I used Ryguy Rocky's stats for him, because his average is closest to what Velvet got in MCC Pride 2022. Now, coming in last place, we have the Orange Ocelots. Now, honestly, I feel like this is just due to them not really having an S tier on this team. Aimsy's average is already really low, and the fact that they have nobody outstandingly good on this team really just shows me that this is probably the spot that they'll get. Coming in 9th, we have the Cyan Coyotes. Now, this actually makes sense. Critic Zeus's average is really hard to calculate because usually he plays with the Simmers, and when he plays with the Simmers, he usually gets 30th or below. In fact, he's never placed above 30th when he plays with the Simmers. But the 3 times that he played without the Simmers, in MCC 17, 21, and 23, he got 25th, 15th, and 16th. So his average is really bad, but I think it's slightly skewed due to the fact that he usually plays with other teammates that have even worse averages. It's all really confusing, but basically his average is worse because he plays worse with the Simmers, so technically this team should be up a few places, maybe 6th or 5th. Coming in 8th, we have the Blue Bats. Now, honestly, this doesn't surprise me at all. In fact, I might even put them in 9th. This team really just isn't outstanding, and of course they can do better than this, but I don't really think they will. Coming in 7th, we have the Red Rabbits. Now, this was actually really surprising to me. To me, this team actually looked really good, so the fact that they're in 7th really just shows how averages are not everything. I can guarantee this team is probably going to get higher in the actual event. Coming in 6th, we have the Aqua Axolotls. Now, this is probably mostly due to Purpled and the fact that Jack Manifold got into Dodgeball last event. But honestly, I can definitely see this team getting this placement. Maybe even a little bit higher if Snifferish and Jack Manifold can do a little bit better than they usually do. Now, coming in 5th place, we have the Green Geckos. I didn't really expect this team to get this high, but I can definitely see it happening. JoJo is pretty underrated, even to me. I never really thought JoJo was that good, but I can definitely see that she is. I do think this team might get a little bit lower, but I can definitely also see them getting higher. Now, coming in 4th place, we have the Yellow Yaks. Personally, I think this team is bound to get a higher placement. They could get lower, but I really think that they're going to get into Dodgeball. I really have faith in this team, and I don't know why. Now, coming in 3rd place, we have the Lime Llamas. This was a really big surprise to me. I did not expect this team to get all the way up to 3rd place, especially with Ant Venom, who placed 39th last event. This really just shows how good Pizza Hut, Captain Sparkles, and Solidarity really are. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for, coming in 2nd place, we have the Pink Parrots. This was probably the hugest surprise to me that I saw when making this video. The Pink Parrots get 2nd place in this event according to statistics. Personally, I do think they're going to get a bit lower, maybe like 4th or 5th, but definitely I don't think they're going to get 2nd place. Of course, anything can happen, but I really don't see them getting this high of a placement. And coming in first, of course, we have the Purple Pandas. Now, I 100% agree with this placement. This team is just really good, and I can definitely see them getting 1st place, and if not 1st, I feel like they'll get at least 2nd place. And out of Purple and Pink, Purple wins Dodgeball 80% of the time. Now, this is a new section I found in the spreadsheet telling you the individual averages too. So now I'm going to tell you, according to statistics, the top 10 players on the individual leaderboard. So, coming in 10th we have Filza, coming in 9th we have Antfrost, coming in 8th we have JoJo Solos, coming in 7th we have HBomb94, coming in 6th we have Purpled, coming in 5th we have Puns, coming in 4th we have Illumina, coming in 3rd we have Sapnap, coming in 2nd we have Fruitberries, and coming in 1st we have Pizza Hut. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did expect a Fruitberries 1st place, but 2nd is still good, and I think Pete deserves it. Now, as for my predictions, coming in last place, I have the Orange Ocelots. Coming in 9th, I have the Blue Bats. Coming in 8th, I have the Green Geckos. Coming in 7th, I have the Aqua Axolotls. Coming in 6th, I have the Cyan Coyotes. Coming in 5th, I have the Lime Llamas. Coming in 4th, I have the Pink Parrots. Coming in 3rd, I have the Red Rabbits. Coming in 2nd, I have the Yellow Yaks. And coming in 1st, I have the Purple Pandas. And out of Purple and Yellow, I think Yellow is gonna win Dodgeball. Look guys, I know it looks like I'm biased toward the Yellow Yaks, and I'm gonna be honest, I am. But I really just have faith in this team. I don't know why, but I really just do. Puns hasn't won in 12 events, and I feel like Antfrost is the perfect teammate to help him get his 2nd win ever. Now, I'm afraid that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry there wasn't a video for last event. I really just don't like writing the script. Like, if I had the script for the last video, I literally would have made the video, but I just didn't want to write the script. Most of this video has actually been unscripted. I don't know if you guys could tell. If you could, please tell me down below, because I want to know if I should keep doing this or if I should just write a script. Regardless, just like, subscribe, turn on notifications, please, because, you know, then you'll see all my new videos, and see you next time. Goodbye!